Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying. Excuse the mess in the background. I have a bunch of laundry and everything. I'm like in the mad, it's my Saturday mad dash to get out of here. So I have to drive a couple hours to a different town. So I am trying to fit in a reading before all this, because I do have a message that has been trying to come through since I was doing my members only live. If you want to check out the members only lives, they're available for the second tier of membership, and the link for that is down in the description box. So let's go ahead and let's get started. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate for you, you find yourself arguing or forcing the story to fit, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. Let's see. Stepping aside. Allowing Spirit to step through me. And opening up to receive information. Okay. So this is a message for somebody who you know that you have mediumship ability. We're going back to the mediums here for this one. We seem to be in some sort of sense of loss. We feel a little bit like we're afraid of losing our way if we immerse in this just a little too much. That's very interesting. I'm seeing the stoplight energy come through with this. And so we don't know if we should go, we don't know if we should stop. There's something coming through about this energy here for me right now. I'm turning all these cards upright because I am reading the archetypal energies of these cards. We do have the Two of Cups. This is a partnership. This is a practice that we've already decided that we want to be part of here. But we are feeling a little bit of judgment, either from people around us or judging ourselves, right? There's a lot of people will experience feelings of guilt or shame or fear when they start to really embark on the journey of a medium. For some of you, this may be more of a shamanic journey for you. This is very much a lower energy, like that death vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, Nine of Pentacles. This is something that you're going to have to do on your own. And so Spirit's coming through for somebody. You may be getting a lot of external information about your particular path. And the message that Spirit has for you, and the only thing that Spirit really wants you to listen to, is yourself. Obviously, you know, that requires you to listen to me saying that. So, really though, when we talk about your personal experiences and your personal journey, we do, as people, we naturally want to follow the footsteps of other people. We want to know how other people did it. Spirit's coming through for somebody that you already know that you really need to listen to yourself. You really need to guide yourself along this path. You can read about how other people, you can implement and practice and try what other people did, but ultimately your law comes from you. And there is something different about your gift. There's something extremely different about your mediumship ability. I'm going to put it that way. What that could possibly be, I have no idea. But whoever I'm reading for, you probably know that. And this is just more confirmation for you. Again, my readings aren't to tell anybody that they are something. My readings are to give confirmation to the people who this message is clearly for. So if you're wondering about it or anything like that, then it's not your message. For whoever this reading is for, your flavor, your unique signature of your brand of mediumship is so different that you're not going to be able to get the full use of your abilities and skill, and even grow your skill and your abilities by doing what other people have done. Following in other people's footsteps isn't going to work. I'm feeling like this blending of different types of practices going into this, which I find very interesting. I find that very interesting because that's kind of what I do with channeling, right? I have a very hard time sitting in front of people and channeling because their energy influences me. And so I choose to do it this way. I like to do it over video so that I don't have external energies influencing me. There is something here about that. There's something here about learning how to do things your own way and putting your own mark on things. You don't necessarily have to worry that you're going off course, right? I know that this is a card representing lack, but for me right now, she looks pretty lost. She looks like she doesn't know where she's going. She's sitting by this hole. She's looking in this hole. She's hoping that something manifests out of this hole to like fulfill her life. There's something here where we're hoping for answers, and we're hoping that some answer magically occurs. They want you to keep going, right? Right here, this little girl has touched this red light on this little stop sign tapestry that I'm experiencing this as right now. And the tapestry might indicate that the last video I posted will be important for you. And so it's the owl spirit message. I'm actually going to link that at the end of this video. So just because of this, that makes me think that that might be the case. Anyway, she's pointing at this red, which means something in our inner child wounding has caused us to stop. We're getting afraid, right? We're going back to that childlike nature. Am I doing things right? Will people approve? Is this legit? Like, will I never find my way back to sanity? Things like that. there is something very interesting going on here, because she's wearing red, right? She's wearing orange as her skirt, and she's sitting. She's not necessarily doing anything. And the man that is holding everything up is wearing green. He's go. I'm almost seeing this as a message from Spirit to, take ourselves out of this stop energy where we stopped our practices and we're just really paralyzed by fear. It's kind of like that Eight of Swords energy. Get ourselves into, just focus on getting ourselves into this place where we allow ourselves to be wary. We experience this wariness, but we don't necessarily let that stop us. We're just observing the feeling. There's something about our emotions and what takes place when we're trying to do the deep dive and when we're committing to this path the Spirit wants us to acknowledge, right? Not to allow it to control us, but to observe it. And as we do that, we'll be more inclined to actually take action. As you take action, this energy will fade to the background. It may not fully go away for whoever I'm reading for, but it will fade to the background. The interesting thing about this is that we see this woman here. She's also holding the red disc, and on top of the red disc is this white bird. This is speaking to me about things like the Holy Spirit, higher spiritual concepts, a higher view. One of the things that may be taking place is that we may have some religious guilt left over that's preventing us from doing this, or this goes back to a different reading that I did. I'm not going to mention that one, but it feels a little bit like a reading I did last week where I talked about being a little afraid to step into the dark, because we do see it as a darker energy in the space that I'm in right now. We may be a little afraid of that space. Maybe it's because it's causing us to confront our own fears surrounding death or our own death traumas from our own past lives. There's some sort of illumination that's taking place right now, and this stop and this fear and this holding on and this like dragging our feet is part of that. Oftentimes before a big revelation or a big illumination, we go through this little period where we kind of seem stuck, right? And so this is someone's confirmation that whatever's going on right now, don't beat yourself up about it if you are stopped. Just try to get into the place where you're observing the feeling, not necessarily letting it stop you. It's okay if it slows you down. It's okay if you kind of put on the brakes and you come to your own conclusions about things, but definitely observe so that you can come to your own conclusions about things, rather than letting that inner child or primal fear aspect take control and cause you to stop. Let's see. Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups. There's a little bit of confusion surrounding all of this for us right now. And again, we're going to have that because we seem to be exploring external options. How does this person do it? How do you do this? How does everybody do this? The focus is too much on how other people do it and not enough on, well, let's play with these little ways and then see what works for us. Or let's come up with our own way, even more powerful. That's kind of the advice that's going on here, is that you contain everything. You are the whole world. You are everything that you need. Everything that you need is already coded inside of you to be what you already are. And so take that leap, not into mediumship in the spiritual realm. Take that leap into yourself to be able to say, I'm going to come up with my own way. I'm going to figure out my own way. And I'm going to trust that my own way works, right? We have that self-doubt towards ourselves. It's funny how it really takes our spiritual awakening to show you how much we doubt ourselves sometimes. And, a person can be so confident out in the world, but you get them on a spiritual journey or on a spiritual path where they don't have somebody holding their hands through the whole thing. And you will really get to see how insecure we are, or how not confident we are in our own abilities, in our own sovereignty, right? And we start all over again. It's kind of like if we did this work in the 3D, now we have to do it in the spiritual world. We have to start developing our beliefs about our spiritual sovereignty. So this is really, I have a smile on my face as I'm talking about this, because this is actually very beautiful to me. Because you're on a very good journey. This is a journey where we're taking subject matter that is already a little taboo in some circles, right? We're taking this subject matter, and then not only that, but we have this added influence of an ability that is very unique, and we're having to navigate those waters on our own. This is beautiful. This is that, now it's time to face your fears. This is where true growth happens. This is where true spiritual evolution happens, is when you're thrown off the boat and you're told to just swim. You can't sink. well, you can sink, and those are your choices, sink or swim. And sometimes the most profound gifts come from situations like this. So whoever this is resonating for, I can't wait to see what you do with this ability, how you discover to cultivate it and exercise it within yourself and come to your own practice. Whatever it is, it's going to be very beautiful. And I have no doubt that this is something that's going to help the spiritual energy, spiritual world at large. Like, this is very beautiful energy that's coming out here. Saying one more, Four of Wands. This is something that is full of awesome potential. We have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is foundation, but I'm seeing this fire. This is where we transform things. This is where we transfigure things in the energy of fire. With the Four of Wands, this is where we cultivate deep, soulful connections with yourself and with these spirits and with the people who are attached to the spirits, and we start to transform something. Something very profound is taking place here. I don't know. I'm like getting very excited to even know what this is, and I wish that I did know what it was. But there's something very special happening here. Whoever this reading is for, you have some very amazing abilities that were given to you, and it's very important that you learn to tap into that for yourself. That you learn how to create your own system to do things. You don't have to trust on the steps that other people walked, because this is a path that nobody's really walked before, right? Maybe a long time ago, but this is not a common path. And so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to forge your own way. You know, that's what all the greats, that's what they did. They forged their own way, and you can do it too. So that's Spirit's message for you. If this resonates for you, if it does, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment, and until next time.